Hey, everyone.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey, everybody.
Got a special visitor with you tonight, Mom.
I do. I have a very special visitor with me. This is Collie. This is my granddaughter. And she's 7 years old. She's going to help me with the show tonight. She's going to help me with the pins. You say hi, Collie.
Hi, everybody.
Hi. It's good to see you. It's been a little bit since we've been able to see you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has been a little while. Like 6 weeks.
Yeah. I was going to say, it's been even longer. It's probably around Christmas since we've been able to see you. So hopefully we'll be able to come visit soon. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, they haven't been to our house in a little while, so we're excited to have them here.
Yeah. Well, I hope y'all have a good time. Yeah. Welcome in, everybody. Those that are joining us, feel free to go ahead and comment to let us know you're here, and we'll welcome you in by name as we start to see people roll in. Also, welcome to all those that will be watching once this video is posted. Look forward to seeing your comments and interacting with you as well. So just appreciate all the support from everybody, whether you're in the live comments or watching it on replay.
Absolutely.
So yeah, once we start seeing comments from people, we'll go ahead and greet you. But otherwise, I guess we'll go ahead and get started with our topic of conversation for tonight.
We're going to talk about pins tonight.
Yay.
We're talking about pins tonight, and what is pin trading in the parks. Those that have been may not be familiar with it, and those that even those that have been may have just seen the pins on lanyards, whether the cast members are wearing them, or whether they have the lanyard or whether they have the little satchel on their side, and may be interested in it. So we'll be talking about that tonight. And also, how do you begin collecting pins? And we'll talk a little bit about how we got started collecting pins, and just some sources of information, general tips, etiquette for beginners to pin trading, and also too, we'd love feedback from those that have collected pins. So just looking forward to talking about pins tonight.
Yeah. It's Kylie is going to be new to pin trading. Her first trip to Disney hopefully will be sometime in the fall. We're going to go to Disney World, aren't we? And so we got to introduce her and get her lanyards, and her dad's probably going to go broke buying her pins. So
probably so.
I have a few pins here to show on the chat. We're not going to show a whole lot tonight, as many as we can get to, but we're just going to talk about it, kind of, introduce people to it, and maybe give you some tips on how to get started. The main thing you can do to get started is just buy your first pin.
Yeah, absolutely. And the beauty of it too is that once you start to kind of build up your collection, if you see something during your trip that you like on a cast member, assuming you're allowed to trade with them, which we'll talk more about that later on. There's certain criteria sometimes in order to be able to trade with them. But if you see something you like more, you can always swap. So it's a really neat system.
Yeah, I like what you said earlier. If you have been to the parks but you don't know what pin trading is, it took me about 2 visits to the parks to even kind of realize what the pins were or where they were.
Right.
So if you're just there to ride rides or to eat food, you don't even notice it. And so the trip that we took when I was pregnant, we really got good at pin trading because we had that extra time to spare to trade pins. So
right, we did. Yeah. It took us a little while to get into it too, Jillian, and to realize, you're walking into the parks and you're seeing, cast members with lanyards full of pins, and you're seeing guests with lanyards full of pins. And so it's like, okay, what's going on? What's happening here? And somebody said, hey, Kylie. Ethan? Somebody said, hey, Kylie. Can you say hi?
Hi.
Say hi, Ethan.
Hi, Ethan.
Welcome in.
Looks like commented as well.
Oh, and Steven. There's Dad. There's Daddy. Say hi, Daddy.
Hi, Daddy.
Hey, Steven.
Hey, Steven. Welcome into the chat.
Welcome in, guys. I have my little helper here tonight.
Yeah. We do too.
I have 2 helpers. There's my other little helper. This is Hadley. This is my other little granddaughter. And
Hey, Hadley.
can you wave, Hadley? Daddy's? Can you wave at Daddy? So yeah, so we're talking about pin trading, Stephen, and for those of you who just came in, we're going to talk a little bit about pin trading and how to get started with it. Like I said, the main thing is just to buy your first pin. There are pin, well, the Emporium, obviously, there are pins everywhere, all over the parks. The thing to remember when you start pin trading, you may want to educate yourself a little bit before you go in, because there are all kinds of sets. There are hidden Mickeys. They range in price, and normally they're priced based on a color code system, like blue or yellow. And the fancier pins are a little bit higher priced, while the ones that are not quite as fancy, may not be hinged or whatever, smaller, are a little cheaper. So a lot of things basically, just to look at. I was going to say, since the parks are closed right now, sit still, Hadley. Here you go. Sit down. Look at the camera. So, since the parks are closed right now, there are a lot of pins that they're putting on Disney Plus. The Shop Disney. Help me, William. Shop Disney.
Online.
And so they're available. There's pins that are usually park exclusive that you can only get in the parks are available on Shop Disney, which is really cool.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm. I think it's important to educate yourself on what you're trading as well. You don't want to buy a pin for $30 and then trade it with a cast member for a $9 pin as well. So right now is a perfect time to go on the Shop Disney page and kind of look at the prices of pins and figure out their price ranges as well.
It is. If you haven't pin traded and you're headed into the parks when they open up, and we're going to talk a little bit about the park opening here in a few minutes, definitely educate yourself a little bit. There are some great pin trading sites. Shop Disney obviously is a good site to go and just look at the pins. But the Disney pin trading blog is absolutely a wonderful resource for newbies and people who need to kind of look and see what's there, get an idea before you go into the parks. And the other one that Jillian told me about, Everything Mousy Pins website. Everything Mousy Pins, and there's those are some places that you can go read up on and educate yourself before you go into the parks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Another way too, you can buy pins outside of the parks and outside of Disney's website. Is I've seen a lot larger presence of pins that you can trade in the parks. You can buy them at Target. There's some at Box Lunch, some at Hot Topic. There's various places, even GameStop, that you can.
Okay, those places have authentic Disney pins.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, and so if you look at the Disney pin trading etiquette, it says pins from other business units of the Walt Disney Company, such as ESPN, ABC, etc., are tradable. And
Okay.
Our Target here, probably about 45 minutes away in Euless, Texas, they just got they're one of the few Targets that has the Disney store inside of the Target. So that's a good place to go if you want anything Disney authentic, but let's say your local mall and local Disney store are closed, but Target is open. They have that inside Target.
Okay. Now see, I have not found a Target yet. I know that a lot of the Targets opened Disney, like mini Disney stores inside Target, kind of like JCPenney, but they have different merch than JCPenney. So, but now you have those in your area, Jillian, those Targets?
And Euless, yes, that's the closest one that we have. I know that they only did a few of them across the country, but I'm expecting them to do more based on how well the Disney collection and authentic merchandise sells in those Targets.
Right. Well, they'll probably do well. I think Penny's has done pretty well with their Disney exclusive merch that they have. So I
Yes.
would think Target would do pretty
They
well
have
with that.
anything from the clothing to the coffee mugs to toys that you can get in the Disney store to the pins.
Right. Great. That is great. Okay. Well, good deal. Go ahead, William.
Oh, yeah, no, it's pretty neat. Yeah, I mean, it's just cool to me to be able to walk in, GameStop or these other stores that I go to anyway, and see some Disney pins. I mean, they're I guess trademarked. They are official Disney pins that can be traded in the parks. So
That's good to know.
those.
We love Boxed Lunch too, and they're always running sales, and I've seen them on their pins before as well. And we have a punch card and membership there, so the more stuff you buy, the more discounted items you can get in the long run as well.
Yeah.
Right. Well, as far as kind of skipping back to trading in the parks, let's talk just a little bit about how to trade in the parks.
Yeah, there's certain etiquette, certain guidelines. There is a website. Actually, the PDF, the URL or the website for the PDF actually starts out with how to pin trade. But
Right. Yeah.
there's a Disney website out there that's the official pin trading website, and there's a PDF that you look on the page, and you can click it and download it, and it's got a few bullet points on just general rules for pin trading. And I think it's really good. Also, too, I mean, number one rule of pin trading, and any time you enter into kind of a trading situation, regardless of what it is, just be respectful of the other person. And and so, hey, Jamie, welcome in.
Hey, Jamie.
Chloe said,
Yeah, Chloe's
Welcome
here
in.
too.
Jamie, glad you're watching tonight. I've got some extra help tonight.
yeah, we're glad you're here.
Yeah.
But
Well, when you first go into the parks, a good idea, a good rule of thumb, and I think this is actually how we started with Adam. Adam, I think we bought him a starter set. They have pin sets that you can buy, and it will be a lanyard, and they're all different themes. Adam's first choice was a pirate theme set. The lanyard is kind of a pirate looking pattern, and then it came with, I think, 4 or 5 starter pins.
Yep.
So we bought that for him, and then you wear that in the parks. And there are now for children, there are cast members who have green lanyards. If a cast member is wearing a green lanyard, that means that only children can trade with him, which is really fun. And Adam has picked up some really nice sets. The cast members will, kind of guide a child to the better pins, because the cast members know a lot about the pins that are on their lanyards, and they'll kind of guide a child to the better pins on their lanyard, which is really cool. When you approach a cast member to trade, it's nice to say hello to the cast member before you immediately, go to their pins, greet them. And a lot of times they'll hold the lanyard, out towards you so you can look, but, be respectful again. And I don't usually touch the pins. If I want to look closer at one, I'll ask the cast member, a lot of times they'll take the pin off the lanyard and let you look. And if you have one on your lanyard, you can just trade out. It's an outright trade. So, and I've seen, guests in the park, just other people, who walk up to each other and go, hey.
Yeah, I mean, there's people, all sorts of people that are really serious and have large collections that they'll come and bring binders into the park.
Yeah,
they do.
And they trade with other guests.
Yeah. There are pin trading events, even like at Disney Springs. There's a really large pin trading store that is devoted solely to pin trading, and they have events at that site. So, but it's absolutely huge. There are thousands, if not millions, of designs out. If a lot of people, once you begin to look at them, then you're going to know, what you like. For example, I have a lot of Haunted Mansion pins, obviously, because I love the Haunted Mansion. I have a lot of, I'm drawn to the Walt Disney pins where Walt is on there. I'm going to show you a couple in a little while. I think one year when I went in, I did all Tinkerbell.
Yeah.
They have hidden Mickeys. They have limited editions. They have specialty pins like for the Halloween party. I always get at least one pin that has the year on it.
Yeah.
Or if I'm there at a specific holiday, I try to get a pin for that holiday to make sure that I, just have the souvenir. And so that's pretty cool.
I feel like you shouldn't be afraid to ask the park members questions, the cast members too. When I was new at it, I just like to sit and talk to them about everything that they were wearing and where they got them. And they'll tell you really cool stories themselves. And they can say no to trading some of the pins that they may be wearing because those are their pins. And the person I talked to said they got it at another park. I think it was the Hong Kong Disney park. I think I was talking. They told me they were going to trade that because that's what they got. And I actually have one from Hong Kong Disney I want to show later. That's real special. It's so special I haven't even taken out of the plastic. So I think don't be afraid to talk to them because that's a really good way to open up some conversation too and learn more about pin trading if you don't know anything.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna start off and I'm gonna let Kylie show you this pin. Again, I don't have a lot, but I'm drawn to pins that have Walt Disney on them. Yeah. And so this is one. Kylie, can you show them that one? This is one that there you go. You hold it up. That's one. It has Walt Disney on it. Don't turn it. Just hold it. There you go. And Mickey. And I love that one. It's a picture of Walt and then the frame with Mickey. And I love that one. And then, pardon?
I said, good job, Kylie.
Yeah. And then I have this one, which is really special. And you can show that to them. Don't open it yet. Just leave it closed. This one is one. It's more of a specialty pin. And it's these are a little more expensive, obviously. Uh-oh, you got it? Nice catch. Okay. So there you go. So there's that one. And that one's a really special one.
What is it? Text there?
On the front, it says, just remember it all started, and then it opens up and it has Mickey Mouse. Can you show them that? It has Mickey Mouse and it says with a mouse. And that is just a really wonderful, let's see, there we go.
Great pin.
Really wonderful pin. It has the black and white, which I totally love the black and white pictures of Walt, and then Mickey's in color. And it's totally one of my favorite pins. In fact, I have two of these because Clay McKinney bought me this. I thought it was really interesting. I bought this one for myself, and then I think the next year when we went, he gave me another one. He actually selected that pin for me, and I said, well, that was a good choice. And I love having two of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those two are really special. So, yeah. And those were from the very first year that when we started going back in. Adam was about 8 years old. It would have been 2007. Yeah, and I have some more to show you from that 2007 trip. Let's see. This one is a really special one from the 2007 trip. This is an Epcot 20th anniversary, or excuse me, 25th anniversary. Here you go. Show that one to him, Holly. That one's put it up there. That one's a Epcot 25th anniversary.
There you go.
And the 25th anniversary of Epcot was in 2007.
Okay.
So that's a special one, obviously, commemorating Epcot's 25th anniversary. And Jillian, did you say that you had some to show too?
I do. So this is actually, you were talking about the starter pins. The first trip that we took together, was it 2015?
15.
Yes. So 2015, I bought a starter kit. And I actually just bought it for the lanyard, which is a Monsters University lanyard.
Oh, man, that's cool.
Most of these on here are pins that I have traded in the park. Some of them are pins that I bought on that trip that I didn't want to trade away, like the Pocahontas and the Olaf
Yeah.
and the Princess Tiara. But again, it's a good way. The starter pack's a good way because I didn't keep any of the ones that came with the lanyard. I just bought it because I liked the lanyard. And you talked about some specialty pins. We have 2, and I don't take my specialty pins off of the cardboard. I keep them on here. So we have
Oh, that looks so
So Scary Halloween party that we went to.
Oh, yeah.
And they have the date on them. So that's really cool to have.
I just love them.
Yeah.
They look so good.
I was just going to say, if it's a specialty pen and it has, if it's just a plain black backer, paper backer, it's not as important to keep those. But if it's a specialty pen or a limited edition, it's really important to keep those backers. Yeah.
Yes. So I got this one the same year we went. It's the Food and Wine Fest. It's with Elsa and Anna. I thought that one was really cool. It had the date. We were there for the 45th anniversary of Magic Kingdom. So again, I kept this one on the cardboard backing.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I don't want to take this one off because it's so cool. You got this for me the last time that you were there for the Not So Scary Halloween party. I think
look at it's BB-ack. Yeah,
It looks so good.
these pumpkins. And then this one is my absolute favorite one. Will actually went to China while we were still in college, and it was kind of a last minute deal to go to Hong Kong Disney. And he brought me back this pin. It's made.
That looks so cute.
Oh, neat.
And I still have the packaging on it. I think it's
That looks so good.
and it says, Hong Kong Disneyland Resort on it. He also got me some chopsticks there too. So those are some things that we still have in the packaging. So those, I definitely have more pins than that. But I kind of like to buy pins that I want to keep. I'm not huge into the actual pin trading itself. I love to buy the pins that mean something, that have the date on them, that have, what we did there. And I like to keep them. So.
Well, now that's something about pin trading. People do pin trading differently. I buy pins. I'm like you, Jillian. I buy pins that I love, pins that I like. And again, the little starter sets that with the pins that come on the starter sets, those are good pins to use to trade. If you see a class member, because they're generally not quite as expensive as some of the, the more exclusive ones that you might want to keep. And so those make good traders. So that's another reason, those little starter sets. That's probably what we'll go with, for Kylie and Hadley when we go into the parks. And I know you guys will do that for William too. But that's a great way to do that.
Those are ways to maybe find a hidden treasure. Maybe if you have those kind of I don't want pins and you see a cast member with maybe your favorite Disney character on it, that's a good way to get some really great pins.
Yeah.
It is, isn't it, Kylie? Well, and Kylie, you're going to have a blast, sweetie, when we get you started. Here's a 2008 pin, and it's not, it just has a lot of the characters on it. Yeah, put it up there. It just has a lot of the characters on it. Oh, it's hard to. But that is a hidden Mickey. You can see the little Mickeys at the bottom, and that is Mickey, Goofy, and Donald. And it's dated 2008, and I get at least 2 or 3 generally from every trip that are dated that have the year. So, because that way you just kind of have. Well, normally I get a lanyard every time we go too. So
yeah,
but that's a good way to do it. She's got holding another. Now, 2008 was a really special year. You remember why, William?
Ooh, 2008.
This might give you a little reminder.
Was that the, wasn't it? Let's see.
This is Cinderella Castle. 2008 was the year of a million dreams.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, it was the year of a million dreams. And that was the year that they did all of, I really hope that they do something like that next year for the 50th, because that was so much fun. They did just special things. I mean, William, had something. We got fast passes. Cast members basically could sprinkle some extra pixie dust your way for the Year of a Million Dreams. They made guest dreams come true, and so they did all kinds of special things that they don't normally do when you're in the parks to just make your trip more special. Extra fast passes was a really big thing. I'm really hoping they do something like that for the 50th next year.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Let's see, Kylie. Let's see. Oh, this one's kind of a special one. I think this one was also actually one that Clay got for us. Put that up there.
I remember.
That one's kind of a special one because it says "Bad to the Bone." It has our name on it. Bad to the bone.
Traded for that one.
Yeah. So do what?
I said I want to say he traded for that one.
He may have, and then he, because it says "Bad to the Bone," and it's to this day it's one of my favorite pens.
Yeah. Oh, it's great. I love it.
Yeah. Now this is one that was really, it's a limited edition. This is also from 2007, and this was a special commemorative pin for Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End.
I love that.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful pin. It's kind of hard to see, but the picture is kind of set back into the pin, and it says opening day 2007. So that's those limited edition, pins you can find for, we love Pirates of the Caribbean. So that was a really special one too, to be able to get.
It's cool because those limited edition pins will say sometimes on the back of the cardboard, like number 5 out of 1,000. So how much were made and which one is yours.
Right. My initial advice, just very simple advice to somebody who wants to begin pin trading or just collecting pins, not necessarily pin trading. A lot of people love the pins and they don't trade at all. But if you want to get into pins, hey, Monarch Moments. Hey, welcome in. Oh, yeah, we love that. That Bad to the Bone pin. That's one of our favorites. Thanks for being here. What I was saying, if you really want to just start with what you love.
Yeah.
If you love, if you're a huge fan of Pirates of the Caribbean, or if you're a huge Minnie Mouse fan, pick pins in, all of Minnie Mouse or Tinkerbell or Castle pins. Find what you love and start collecting it, because I guarantee you can find a pin for a character or a ride. You can find it. They have thousands.
It's true.
If I can find 5 Pocahontas pins, I know that there's a lot of pins out there for everybody.
Yeah.
There you go. It's good to see you, Monarch Moments. We appreciate y'all coming in. We're just talking about pins. Do y'all do pin trading? Okay, yeah. Almost everybody at least collects them. Not everybody trades, but most people, even guys, the guys, it's so funny how many men collect those pins. And when William first started collecting, he put them on his hat. You remember that, William? You started wearing them on your hat rather than by a lanyard, which works too. Dad has put pins, that we have bought him on hats. So yeah, it's neat.
So yeah, I was going to say, people collect different things, whether it's a specific character or a specific ride. They also put out different sets each year that are the hidden Mickey pins. And so you see that Mickey Mouse right there at the top of this little tie. They put out these different sets, and they kind of release them, and you can see them on different pin boards or different cast members. And, especially you have a lot better luck if it's that current year in which they put that set out. And
right.
So, whenever I collect things, I like to be a completionist and try to complete sets.
Yes.
I've yet to finish completing a set yet. I've come really close. And then the other thing too is I've completed a set, but there's a chase pin that they always that looks unfinished. It, it doesn't have the paint on it, but it's still part of the set. It's kind of a special, special one to try and find.
Right. Now I have Adam started a couple of sets in the parks. He started a villain set that was really, really cool. I think there were like maybe 5 or 6 in that set. Some are big, some are smaller. Some are pretty big. Some get up to as much as 12 or 15 sets. But he had this really neat villain set. He needed two pins to complete it. And I actually found them on eBay for a real reasonable price and bought those for him for his birthday. And he was thrilled because he really wanted to complete that set. And it is a cool set. It's one of my favorite sets that we have. So, yeah. Kylie's holding one that, go ahead and show him that one, Kylie. That is really, William, you're gonna remember that one.
Yep.
Phineas and Ferb. We are huge Phineas and Ferb fans, guys. And this pin is one that Phineas and Ferb had been out for, I don't know, several years, right, William?
Yeah.
And we went to, the year that we went to Disney, and William had bought this Perry the Platypus hat. For those of you who are familiar with Phineas and Ferb, they have a pet platypus, and he was wearing it. Well, people in the parks just absolutely, stopped him every 10 feet almost to say, where did you find the hat? Where did you find the hat? And we were looking for pins. We figured that they would have Phineas and Ferb pins. That one was the only one we found. Was it not, William? And where did we find this one?
We found that one, I guess, moment of silence for it, but it was under the ear hat.
Yeah.
That used to be kind of the big.
The Fantasia Mickey hat that was the icon. Hollywood. Yeah.
There used to be a shop underneath that hat. And, we'd been walking around. We had been through various shops, but where we found that pin was underneath the hat. So we were super excited about finding that pin because it'd been so hard to find anything Phineas and Ferb.
Oh yeah, well, and that's the only pin to our knowledge. I really think with Phineas and Ferb. Now, you can do meet and greets and what have you, but I still believe that they missed a huge merchandising opportunity because Phineas and Ferb had a real. We still watch it. We still watch it, and so I think they really could have capitalized on that more and sold a lot more merch because it has a really big fan base.
Yeah.
So that was a fun one.
People loved Adam's hat. I just saw it at a store in the mall and bought it for him, and people loved his hat.
Oh, they did. Yeah. Well, it was like Perry, and then the bill was his. The bill of the hat was actually Perry the Platypus's bill. So it was really okay. Adam wears the best hats. It's hard to beat him. He's always wearing the hat that everybody loves. Everybody says, where'd you get that hat? He just does. He can pick them.
It all started with the top hat, that Mickey top hat, the kind of Mad Hatter style.
Oh yeah,
top hat, and then it started.
I remember it.
Yeah. And then there was Perry the Platypus, and there was also what do you got there?
Yeah, Kylie wanted to show you that one.
That's very cute.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons. She's like, every other kid her age that loves Elsa and Anna. So she wanted to show you them.
Frozen ones as I've seen. I haven't seen any where Elsa and Anna are little. I've seen a lot where they're bigger. I haven't seen a lot like that where they're little.
That's really neat.
And that's one reason I love that one, Jillian, because they're children.
Yeah, you have. I haven't seen that many like that before.
So that's a really neat pin too. It's multi-dimensional. It's several layers, I guess you'd call it. I'm sure there's a term for it, but and it's a bigger pin, so it's really a neat one. And I love it because they're children, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Collie's got one here too that this was a fun one. This was the first time Adam ever rode Everest? And this was an exclusive pin that we got at the ride, and it was in the Everest gift shop, and we could not find it anywhere else. The cast member there told us that it was exclusive to the Mount Everest, to the Expedition Everest gift shop. So that's kind of a special one too.
Is it like a postcard? Is that what it is?
It is. It's like a You want to put it back up there, Holly, and show. Yeah, it's kind of like a postcard. And let's see if we can get it lined up there.
Nice.
Yeah, those are the neat ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so
Jillian had brought up, just talking about pins, buying pins and pin trading, was that, they kind of function almost like a postcard in that
yes.
you can look back on that trip, or, if you have a specific trading story for a certain pin and how you got it or where you got it, it's really neat. It can create some fun memories.
Well, speaking of, do y'all have any stories that stick out? Any good memories of pin trading specifically?
I will say, it was kind of the big brother, I'm too cool type mentality, because Adam was the one that started us doing pin trading. And so, Adam got his lanyard. We were all excited, looking for pins for his lanyard. And I was like, that's Adam's thing.
Yeah.
And we made a couple more trips, and then finally,
I remember that.
it broke the ice, and I had a hat, and I put them in the holes on my hat.
Right.
But I didn't get a lanyard, so I was completely all in yet.
Right. Exactly. You were just kind of putting your toes in the water.
So I started real small, and then finally I was like, man, I love this. I love all these pins. I love the characters. Might as well just jump in with both feet, and got a lanyard. And I actually have so many pins that definitely couldn't work through them all.
They're
also,
all over the floor.
Yeah, they're all over the floor. I have them ready in case we decided to actually go over them. But I've got so many that it'd be hard to highlight them. And also, too, I was going to hang on to some to we're going to have a stream on May the 5th. So next week is May the 5th, also known as Revenge of the 5th.
Absolutely. After May the 4th, which is May the 4th, be with you. May the 4th be with you. Star Wars Day.
And so I'm hanging on to some of those to show in that stream. We'll definitely focus more on Star Wars next week. So looking forward to talking about that. That is a really cool pin, Kylie.
Yeah, that is cool.
Now that one is kind of face it towards the camera. There you go. That one is a Castle pin that we got obviously in 2007. It's dated. And I did want to mention that Castle pins always appreciate in value. So this is one reason that if you're thinking of buying pins or getting into pin trading, to educate yourself a little bit, and it helps you in your selections, because that's something you need to know. Castle pins, anything with a Sleeping Beauty castle or Cinderella castle or Storybook castle or the castle in Disneyland Paris and Hong Kong Disney, some of the other parks, always appreciate in value. So that's if you're a real castle fan, those pins are a good choice.
Yeah, another word of advice too on if you want to kind of get started, you want to. There are out on eBay. There are certain lots you can buy for real cheap, but they're what the official, what the real traders refer to as scrappers, because they're not official Disney products. They're knockoffs. So you could go to the beach in Mexico and buy a pair of sunglasses that have the Oakley logo on them, but they may not be real.
Exactly. Probably are not worth your money and are not authentic Disney pins. And the thing is, these people who unscrupulous people who reproduce these pins are pretty good at it. They're pretty good at. Sometimes it's hard for even diehard Disney pin experts to tell the difference, but normally you can. Again, it's a good thing to educate yourself on, so that you don't trade for one that's not real.
Yeah, I'm in a group on Facebook called Disney Pin Trading, and it has 47,000 members in it currently as of April 28th. Yeah, and that's a great place to go to buy real pins from real people, and it's 100% legit. And you can buy them at discounted prices, similar to what happens on eBay, except in these circumstances, they're real. These people are reputable. They've sold to people in that group. And so that's a great place to look for, more inexpensive pins if you're really looking to getting into trading.
Right.
And they're all friendly as well. Nobody's standoffish. Some people may bristle a little bit if you post a picture of a scrapper out there. But there are some people in the group too that will admit, if they just love a certain character, they don't, even if they can tell that a pin is a scrapper, they still go ahead and trade for it anyway. So some people, are super focused on, trading for true, authentic pins, and then others just love to trade. So it's really up to you and your preferences.
Right. They did offer. Disney just started a wonderful pin series. It's a castle series for all the princesses. They released the first one, and it's gone now, unfortunately, but I'm sure you could find it on eBay. But they are huge pins. They are like 5 or 6 inches tall. They're enormous pins. There are all kinds out there, not just regular little tie-tack looking pins like what you'd expect. And this is a special set again, so it's a limited edition set. It's very much worth your time. Those are $29.99 a piece. Ooh. So a little bit more expensive, but again, the castles, this set is probably going to just really appreciate in value. And so you could be on the lookout for the rest of that set to be released.
It's really amazing. There are pins out there, especially on this Disney pin trading site, that people pay hundreds of dollars for.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
So exclusive to get, and some of them are just released to cast members. And so it makes it even more difficult to get some of those. But yeah, I've seen pins sell, $250 plus dollars for a single pin. So people are serious about pin trading.
Oh yeah, one of Adult Whip Dad does a pin trading live stream, and one of his guests the other night said that the most that she had ever paid, and it was like a impulse buy for a pin, was $250. So, but again, there are people who have thousands of these in their collections, and so it's a lot of fun, regardless of whether you just want a few each trip or you really want to get into it and be serious about it.
I've seen people redo furniture, like the bar of their kitchen or their dining room table. I've seen people redo furniture and make it to where it's kind of a glass top, and
yes,
are under the glass top.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a lot of fun. It's a way to, again, buy the things that you like, the sets that you like, and the possibilities are endless. There are just thousands and thousands of them out there, and so you're never going to run out of pins to buy for this hobby.
I feel like it's a good way to get a little break in your day too. The last time we were at Disney, we had a super cool experience with a cast member in Epcot, just a little past China. We had eaten at our favorite spot in Epcot, and we passed a booth, and this guy was wearing a lanyard, but he had several of his pins facing backwards. So all you could see was the back of the pin. So Will stopped and said, "Hey, can you tell us why your pin is backwards?" And I think it was a lady, actually. She said, "Well, these are special pins that I like to give trivia questions for in order for you to get them." So she asked us several trivia questions, but the one that sticks out to me is, which 3 Disney princesses are from America? And it kind of stumped me and threw me back for a minute, and we really had to think about it. So,
okay, is there anybody in the chat that would like to answer that? Which 3 Disney princesses are from America? If anybody who would want to think about that. And that would have, I would have really had to think about that too, because most of them are from Europe. Most of them are Paris or Europe. So
yes. It was really cool. It was a cool interactive experience with a cast member and learning something different too. I just assumed it was backwards because that's her own personal pin. She didn't want to trade. So I was like, maybe she just shows it if you ask. But no, it was pretty cool to get some trivia to get your pin instead of actually trading. So we did trivia your pin instead.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of cast members, if you see a pin that's turned the wrong direction so that you can't actually see it, all you can see is the back. A lot of times the cast member, it's just it's normally a really good one, but sometimes it's just one that you have to say, okay, I'm going to take a chance, for door number 3.
Yeah. Sometimes, they'll have them flip backwards and it's what they refer to as a blind trade.
Yes, a blind trade.
You're getting, but, I've done that before where I had a set, I think it was a candy apple set.
Yeah.
So it's different characters on candy apples, and they had it flipped backwards, but I could kind of make out that it was a candy apple.
Oh, he's upside down. There you go.
And so I went and did the blind trade. It was one that I didn't have yet.
Yeah.
This is a Mickey set that we have. And you can show them the rest of them too, Kylie. Let me move this out of the way.
How about?
And that's it. But Jillian, did you want to go ahead and tell us the answer to that trivia question?
Yes. So the first one would be Moana because she is from Hawaii. And the second one would be Tiana. She's from Netherlands. And then I could just punch myself in the face for not getting this one because it's my favorite princess ever, but Pocahontas. And I don't know why.
Yes, I knew it.
But I did not think of her when that trivia question was thrown my direction.
And Pocahontas is your favorite princess.
I was like, hello.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Colin.
The other trivia question we got was a lot of large, really tall buildings have a red light on top of them. And the question was, why does the Hollywood Tower of Terror not have the red light on top? And so we'll leave that one out there as kind of a trivia question if you want to take a stab at it in the chat.
So why does the Tower of Terror not have the red light on top?
Okay. Well, and in fact, there are no tall structures in Disney that have a red light on them. So why is that? Now, diehard Disney fans normally know the answer to this question, but it is a fun trivia question. And Kylie's got a pin that another one, kind of a special one. Well, they're all special, but that she wants to show you while we're thinking about that trivia question. This pin is, let's see, sweetie. This pin is from New Year's Eve. You can see Mickey and Minnie are all dressed up. And the year, it has a spinner.
Yes.
It has a little spinner piece.
That's my favorite part about it.
It has a little spinner piece. The year actually spins, if you can see that.
That's actually my really favorite part.
And then we rang in 2015. So it turns around to the year 2015.
Yep.
And we were there for New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
So,
I like how colorful it is. Normally when you think of New Year's, you think of black and gold, but that one has more color to it.
It is very colorful and kind of different. I'm sorry, sweetie. We're working with one pair of earbuds here. But that is a really neat one because you don't often get to ring in New Year's Eve in Walt Disney World. Yeah. And then this is another one. Kylie really wants to show these pins off. That's a Fantasia Mickey.
Yeah.
That same Mickey set.
Yep.
Okay, Monarch Moments. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much
Yeah,
for coming in. We really appreciate it. And come back.
I love just all your
So
comments.
sweet of you. Thanks
We
for
always
stopping by.
have to get our kiddo in bed before we hop on too. So we totally understand.
Wait, we have more?
Absolutely. So come on back if you have time.
Yeah.
And but so we've got we'll
Wait,
go
can we
over
show this too?
and oh yeah, you can show that, Kylie.
And for the last one before we leave, it's the one on the thing. I don't know what it's called.
There you go. That is the lanyard medal.
Neat.
And that's the first lanyard medal that I bought, and I bought Mickey, of course. And the lanyard itself is like an Americana. Let's see if I can show the lanyard. The lanyard itself is like an Americana. It's Mickey's and the stripes from the American flag.
I've
So
always liked that one.
it's my favorite. I have some really pretty lanyards. That's okay, Kylie. You don't have to put it back on now. I have some favorite lanyards, but that one, the very first one that I bought, is still my favorite. So
Absolutely.
and I have several now, not a ton, but I do have several.
So yeah, I'm just
You
going
don't have
to
to put it back on right now.
you know, we're coming up on the hour mark, so I'm just going to show a few things. I'll display more of my pin collection over time because there's a lot.
We definitely have a lot.
So, yeah, this lanyard here, whenever Mom and I went to the Disney store, we took mine and Jillian's son Wyatt to the Disney store with us to get the mini key. That mini key that you could get with a $15 purchase, and the cast member was walking around the store, handing out lanyards, and she gave one of these to us. So Wyatt will be able to use this to trade pins whenever we go, during the year.
That was a nice little freebie. That was and they were handing those out to the kids.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really neat.
Yeah.
And we got a couple other little freebies there too, because it was kind of a special day.
Yeah.
It was because they were again giving out that Minnie Mouse key. So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So check out that video too. There's a video out there for our haul from that trip to the Disney store, and also highlighting our trip to get the key.
Right.
Quest for the key, I
Yeah.
believe, was the hashtag we used.
Quest for the key, and there's a video on our quest for the Minnie Mouse key, and also for the ticker key.
And so we've got also, I use this primarily whenever I trade in the parks. It's smaller. You can see it's about the size of my hand. I use this whenever I trade in the parks to keep my pins secure. It's really easy. If you've got a bag or something, or even if you have your pins on your lanyard, you got to be careful not to bump up against stuff because you could potentially lose a pin. And so you don't want that to happen. And so this has, you can see here, this little satchel has different little pockets. And so you can put the pins on these different pages. And they're really nice, heavy pages that you can put your pins on. Also, to keep your pins from rubbing up against each other while in this bag, there's also this little sheet here to keep the pins from getting roughed up or rubbing on each other.
And that's a smaller pouch that works well when you go into the parks.
Yeah.
Because I know that you also have a much bigger one.
Oh,
Yes, we have a big one to take home. The little one we bought when we first got into pin trading, so it was a nice little starter one too. But it's great to carry around the park. We put it in the backpack when we go on rides, so we don't lose anything.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's really nice. It's lightweight.
And so I decided on our last trip to Walt Disney World to splurge on myself a bit. I'd been pretty responsible most of the trip. My spending. I hadn't really bought a big souvenir for myself. And so I decided to get this big pin satchel.
Oh, that looks so
that's
cute.
It's got stamps for the different rides.
Oh, so cute. It looks so
On the
cute.
outside, and then on the inside, it has pockets that you can put
Oh, that's nice.
with zippers.
There, that's a huge one. Yeah, I don't know that I've seen that one.
In here.
Oh.
And I've got several different pages with pins on them from various trips.
Oh, that's a wonderful. Yeah, that's a great. That would be a really good satchel to carry if you were going to like a pin trading event.
Oh yeah.
That would be a really nice one to carry all your stuff on. Well, I guess we better wrap it up. We like to try to keep it, as close to an hour as we can. Just quickly, I did want to, well, a couple things, little business. I needed to shout out to Dean at the Live Place. He has a YouTube channel it's a place that you can go, where a website type thing where you can go. And if you're looking for a family friendly live stream, you can go, and he lists all of the live streams. So, if you're looking for something on a Wednesday night or a Friday night or whatever, you can go and look to see if there are any streamers during the time frame that you're looking for. And he listed us there this week, and we really appreciate that.
Yeah, it's really nice to have that peace of mind whenever you have kids to know that the content that you have up, you don't have to worry about them seeing or hearing something that you wouldn't want them to see or hear.
It is, and it, again, all of his listings are family friendly streams. Dean also has his own channel, which is a lot of fun. He did a great pin stream the other night, Dreamers Empire. So check out Dean
Yeah, I think I saw
at the Live Place, and then Dreamers Empire as well. We wanted to give him a shout out. And let's see, William, there was some Disney news, quick Disney news that you wanted to cover, I think.
Yeah, so, not that long before our stream started, there were some guidelines that were put forward by what group was it?
Well, Mayor Demings in Orange County. Everybody's wondering when the parks will reopen. The Orange County Task Force that has been assembled to talk about reopening the state of Florida, which of course includes Josh D'Amaro, who is the president of Walt Disney World. That task force met today, and they released a listing, which you can probably go online and find, of guidelines that for the state and specifically for theme parks for the reopening of Florida.
Yeah.
Well, looking forward to the parks reopening for sure.
Well, one exciting thing that he said today, and Mayor Demings actually made the statement that he feels like June is a realistic month, a realistic date to shoot for reopening the parks. It's been kicked around. I've seen it on Facebook. I've seen it on the news, that, Disney's not going to reopen until 2021. And I never really believed that, because I know that Disney is a business first and foremost, and they're losing billions of dollars a day for these park closures. So I really feel like Disney, I think June, because we know that they're booking for June. And I really feel as though Disney will take every precaution for guest safety that they feel like they need to take, but they will reopen as soon as possible.
Yeah.
So that's exciting.
I hope everybody stays safe, first and foremost. Take care of yourself, look after other people too. Especially those that are older in your family.
Right.
But everybody just stay safe out there. Check in on family and friends, loved ones, and your neighbors too.
A couple of things. We'll talk about the vlogs that we have coming out, and then we'll say goodnight.
Yeah.
I have one. I'll go first. I know Jillian's got a couple that she wanted to talk about. I will I have done a vlog on Ohana bread pudding. Ohana bread pudding is, of course, the wonderful dessert at Ohana, which is at the Polynesian Village Resort in Walt Disney World. It's very popular. It's delicious. And I had seen the recipe several times. Several bloggers have actually made the recipe. Well, I did a how-to. I made the recipe from start to finish. And that vlog, let's see, is set to come out Friday morning. So look for that on Friday morning. You want to know how to make that wonderful Ohana bread pudding.
Yes.
Yeah, it looks great. Just from seeing your pictures and preview the video, it looks wonderful.
Yes.
And Jillian, you have some vlog updates.
So first of all, thank you so much to everyone who watched the 70th anniversary Cinderella Scentsy Warmer unboxing. It was actually my first video I made, and it was super fun to make. The two of us made it together. There are still some Cinderella carriages left. I think that they may have just ordered a lot, and with everything going on right now, they may have not guessed how many would be ordered correctly, but there are some, and there's the wax bars too, which smell amazing again. And so that is still up on the Hitchhiking Bones YouTube page. And then I also ordered a Mushu Scentsy Buddy. He was actually released a couple weeks ago for the live action Mulan movie, which now we have a new release date for that, which will be July 24th. But I did order the Mushu Scentsy Buddy, and it comes with the scent pack in the back. And as of right now, that's the only way to get the Mushu scent pack is by ordering the Scentsy Buddy. And then I'm working on a new video called 10 Free Things That You Can Get at Walt Disney World. And yes, I said free at Walt Disney World. I think it's a really cool thing if you have kids to know what's free for them and what's free for you. And a lot of them have to do with interactions with the cast members as well. I really hope to get that up by Saturday. So those are some things going on. Again, if you want to check out my Scentsy page, it's jbone18.scentsy.us, and we'll do the Mushu as soon as we get it in the mail.
Good, good. Look forward to seeing that. The blog that you did on the 70th anniversary Cinderella carriage warmer was really good. It was a lot of good tips there that I didn't know even about taking care of my warmer. So I really appreciated that one, Jillian.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. And I guess that's about it. We're right at an hour. We just wanted to thank everybody for being here. Thank you, Monarch Moments, and Stephen and Jamie, and some of the people that were in the chat. And if you're watching us on the replay, we appreciate you too for watching our video. And if you have any questions, please leave us a comment, and we'll try to get back to you on that. If you're a beginner, or if you're an old pro, or if you have some suggestions, by all means, leave us a comment. We're still into the the COVID-19. We're kind of probably coming a little out of that so we're looking forward to that not being locked down as much. So everybody still, stay safe. Check on your neighbors. Check on older people who might need your help during all this. Wash your hands.
Wash your hands
spend
every
time with
twice
your
a day or 3 times.
Right, Kelly, that's right. Wash your hands. What did you say? Twice a day or 3 times? Wash your hands a lot. And so, give us a like and a subscribe, and ring the bell so that you'll know when we go live. And we just appreciate everybody. We just appreciate everybody who's here, and we just appreciate everybody who's here, and look forward to seeing you again. Check out our videos, and we hope you've enjoyed. Really hope you've enjoyed this.
Yeah, find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell on YouTube so you know when we go live. And also remember, there's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow shining at the end of every day.
That's right.
Also, too, we have email. If you want to reach out to us there, it's thehitchhikingbones@gmail.com. And I think that about wraps it up.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Thanks again, everybody.
Like and subscribe to the video.
Hurry back.
Bye.
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 Bye. Thanks, Kylie, for being such a trooper.
Yeah, thanks. Glad to have you.